Kia ora te whānau, no mai hoki mai. With the vault, your seed phrase will never get lost, it'll never be compromised, and it removes the biggest problem in crypto, human error. Okay, so firstly, thanks for all your emails and support. It's actually been incredible. I appreciate it. I haven't sent the vault out to anyone yet, and that's a good thing because I wanted to clarify a few things first and streamline it a bit. If you haven't seen the first video on the vault, maybe check that video out first. But let's go over a quick summary and how it compares to other methods of securing your seed phrase and backing it up. Now, I am by no means saying that this should be your only method. I would personally have steel hard copies and bury them in your garden. I used AI, which is smarter than most of us, if not all of us, to write a summary and comparison based on all the information I gave it on the vault. So let's check it out. So here you can see, you can pause this and or fast forward it and read it, but make sure you read it at least, okay? Your solution. The vault presents a highly innovative approach to addressing key security and accessibility issues associated with cryptocurrency seed phrases. Here's a detailed summary highlighting its advantages. Enhanced security through entropy and steganography. The vault enables users to generate a seed phrase and an accompanying passphrase. The passphrase is assessed for its strength in entropy, providing an estimate of the time required to brute force it. This approach significantly elevates security as the passphrase boasts over 128 bits of entropy, making brute force attacks virtually impossible without current technology. Okay, now steganographic encryption. A unique feature of the vault is its use of steganography. Users can embed their seed phrase into an image, encrypting it with their high entropy passphrase. This method of hiding the seed phrase in plain sight with an image adds an additional layer of security. It effectively conceals the existence of the seed phrase from anyone unaware of its presence while still being easily accessible to the user. Memory-centric passphrase creation. The passphrase creation process is tailored to be memorable for the user by using a descriptive passphrase related to the image. For example, a personal memory or a significant event. It ensures that the passphrase is both secure and unforgettable. This addresses a common issue in crypto security, forgetting complex passphrases or seed phrases. Metadata integration and secure storage. The descriptive passphrase is also stored as the image's metadata, further enhancing recallability. When stored in a secure location like Google Drive, protected with two-factor authentication and a strong password, it ensures that the seed phrase, image, and passphrase are secure, yet always accessible to the user. Comprehensive solution to common cryptocurrency security issues, preventing unauthorized access. Even if someone were to find the seed phrase, it remains useless without the high entropy passphrase. Protecting against loss. The risk of losing or forgetting the seed phrase is mitigated. The passphrase is inherently memorable, and its embedding in the image's metadata ensures it's always linked with the seed phrase. That's really important. It means that you never have to remember it. Accessibility and ease of use. The integration of the passphrase with a personal or significant image makes it easy for users to remember and access their seed phrase without compromising security. So you can use an image, you just take a photo of something that you've already got and then just use that. So you'll never forget it. It's always in plain sight, right? In comparison to other methods of protecting cryptocurrency seed phrases, the vault stands out due to its innovative use of steganography combined with high entropy passphrase security. This not only fortifies the seed phrase against unauthorized access, but also addresses the human element of security, memory, and ease of recall. This dual approach makes the vault a comprehensive, user-friendly solution that significantly enhances the safety and accessibility of cryptocurrency assets. Okay? So, I mean, if you understand that, read it, maybe read it twice, but understand it. But it's basically saying that, this is a very, very good, innovative way to back up and store your seed phrase with security. So not only won't you forget it, you also, even if it does get somehow compromised, no one can get past the passphrase. So it's killing three birds with one stone. All right. So now with this, this is just some scenarios that I gave it and just asked, and you got to remember that this is ChatGPT. This is a computer that's got an IQ, they reckon, of 155, probably more by now. Like Einstein was 160. So this is, giving definite probables, okay, in the way that it is. So scenario 1, your method, the vault, which is the vault. Compromise probability less than 1%, given that attackers are unlikely to know that the seed phrase is hidden in an image, and the high entropy passphrase makes brute forcing nearly impossible. The risk of compromise is extremely low. Loss probability less than 1%. The memorability of the passphrase and its secure storage in the cloud services minimizes the risk of loss. Security rating 9 out of 10. This method is highly secure due to its innovative approach, though no system can be considered entirely foolproof, which is true. Hence steel plates in the garden 3 feet under. Scenario 2, hardware wallet. Now, I get a lot of people saying, just use a hardware wallet. Well, there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you would, but, use that for one account and use this for another account, whatever you want to do. Spread it, diversify your holdings, okay? Scenario 2, hardware wallet with paper backup. Compromise probability, 5 to 10%. The main risk is physical theft or exposure of the paper backup. Loss probability, 10 to 15%. Physical backups can be lost, damaged, or forgotten. Security rating, 7 out of 10. While hardware wallets are excellent for digital security, the physical vulnerability of paper backups slightly lowers their overall rating. Scenario 3, which is what a lot of people do, seed phrase and password manager with software wallet, right? A lot of people do this. They create a MetaMask, they put their seed phrase in their password manager. All right. Compromise probability, 15 to 20%. Password managers are generally secure, but they are more prone to online attacks and breaches than hardware wallets. Look at the 4.4 million that was just lost in LastPass. People that had their seed phrases in the password manager, it got hacked, they got breached, and they lost all their money. Okay. Loss probability, 5 to 10%, relies on the security of the password manager and the user remembering their master password. Security rating, 6 out of 10, convenient and reasonably secure, but more vulnerable to online threats compared to the hardware wallets and method. These estimates should be taken as rough guidelines rather than precise calculations. The actual risk can vary significantly based on individual circumstances and evolving technology. In all scenarios, good security practices like regular updates, strong unique passwords, and physical security measures are crucial to minimizing risk. Okay, now to some house cleaning. I had a customer comment this: if I use a 24-word seed phrase to set up Tangem wallet, would I also need a different Tangem wallet to store the passphrase hidden accounts? And look, there are a few ways to look at this. Do you want to make transactions from your hidden account or use it as an actual portfolio? If you only want to add crypto to it to increase your holdings and don't plan on sending any crypto out, then there is no need for any wallet to display the contents. But you can simply use an app like Garada. I'll leave a link in the description. Wallet that that has a watch only option to just add your addresses. So any app that enables you to add just your address so you can see your balance if that's what you're after. If you want to actually make a transaction like going out from that hidden account, you can simply import the private key from that specific address, not your seed phrase, but just the private key, into any wallet, then make the transaction. Also, I had someone mention being online while watching the Vault's video tutorials and clicking on any links in the app. So you can install this and use it on whatever computer you want, and by all means do, and test it out and use it as a resource. However, when it comes to actually generating your seed phrase and typing or adding any sensitive information, make sure you're using an offline device and it stays offline. As I mentioned in the first video, if you have an old PC or laptop or anything that can run Windows, use that and use that as your offline device. Because you never know if something is, it's got malware. I also had someone mention that keyloggers can be on your computer and there is no way of knowing it all. And that is true. There are some that are that good. So don't be cheap when it comes to having, the best antivirus possible, and always do regular scans. Use Google or ChatGPT to find out the best practices for avoiding and detecting malware on your computer. Now you've got to remember that the computer has to be online to transmit any data. So if you're using an old PC when you're using the Vault, just make sure it is used for offline purposes, just in case you do have any malware. Another comment was about the entropy. that is shown. With the tool, it can be over exaggerated, and your passphrase can be a lot weaker than it actually shows. And that is true, and randomness is your friend. The entropy calculations that the Vault uses has taken into consideration a few basic passphrase factors, so like natural language. So it will show less than many of the other online checkers. If you actually compare them, it will show less entropy, which is a good thing because it makes you, obviously want it to be stronger. However, since the first video, I have now created the entropy enhancer. So let me show you how this works. So it's in the same, under the same tab, passphrase generator, and you can see now it's down here. It's called the entropy enhancer. And what this is this is a trained model on AI, and what it will do is when you feed it or give it a basic passphrase like a sentence, for example, a description of your image that you want to use for this, it will take that sentence and inject more entropy and make that sentence longer and unhackable. Okay, so let me give you an example. I'm just going to put in, let me see. Okay, so me sitting on a beach, let's say in Thailand. Okay, not that I feel like doing that, but anyway, let's do this. Okay, so let's see what it gives us. Okay, so enhanced sentence. Amidst the serene Thai coastline, I find solace in a secluded sandy stretch. The ocean's whispers, my sole companion. Okay, so total entropy calculation, approximately 132 bits. Now, this is really good, okay, because 128 is basically what a seed phrase is, a 12-word seed phrase. So even with quantum computing, look, who knows what's going to happen in the future, but this right now, this will last you in your lifetime. So it won't get hacked in your lifetime, okay? So time estimated against quantum computing, given the complexity of the passphrase and the current trajectory of quantum computing development, it would take a supercomputer several millennia to brute force this passphrase. Okay, so that's good. All right, now if I take this, now I just want to show you this because the comment, I received a comment that said that, this one here that I've got that estimates the time is over exaggerated and could be, making it look more complex than it is. And my one is based off a home computer. All right, so that's why it gives it a lot more time to crack. All right, and obviously more entropy because it's based on a home computer. This one, the entropy enhancer, is based off trillions of combinations tested per second with supercomputers. Okay, so that's why it's giving this. So this is saying 132 bits, which is really good. But if I put the same enhanced sentence in here, it will probably be 300 or 400 bits. Okay, because this is using a different algorithm. So let me just show you. So if I copy this, okay, and then I'll just Control C on my keyboard, and then actually, if you just click in there the first time, it'll actually paste it for you in there. I added a little function so it makes it easier to paste. So if we click on estimate crack time, you see it's 324 bits, and this is only 132, because like I said, my one is based on just a home computer trying to crack your password. This is based on supercomputers with trillions of combination checks per second. All right, so it's different. So what you want to do is, if you want to really future-proof your passphrase to the max, is to use this calculation. And all you have to do is you can test this, now look, just let me show you something. This has to be connected to the internet because it's using AI, and it's actually costing me money for this, okay, to be able to do this, because I get charged with the amount of letters that gets used on this. So don't go crazy and smash this to pieces, all right, because it'll cost me a lot of money. So I wanted to give you this option to guide you and to show you exactly what you need to make the strongest passphrase ever, because the passphrase is one of the most important elements of the Vault, all right, because it protects everything. Okay, so you want it quantum resistant. All right, so if we come up here, you can see that it's online. Okay, so I've added this up here to make sure that you can see whether or not this is online. If we come down to, I'll come down to my internet connection, and I'll just disconnect for a minute, and you'll see this will go offline pretty quick. There we go. Now I'll come back here and I'll connect again, and as soon as that connects, and that should show, there we go. So this will give you a good, this will tell you if you're offline, or you obviously want to be offline when you're actually doing your own passphrase and everything. So use this as a guide and then you can put it up here, and as long as you're, you know, between 280 and 300, over 300 bits on here, you'll have a quantum resistant passphrase. Okay, but use this, and you can come down here and you can say, hey, look, give me 3 more examples for my sentence. Okay, and what it will do is it will give you 3 more good ones, 134 bits. This one's 134 bits, 136 bits. So what you can, 136 bits. Okay, so what you can do is you can take all these and look at them and then, you know, make your own based on what you think, and then just write it down and then use it on the offline version up here. So that obviously, you know, when you're using an offline version of the Vault, it's the data is never transmitted anywhere. All right, so that's what I would do. So I'd use this as a guide, and then, you know, finally construct your passphrase offline on a computer that you never go online again with, an old computer or something. Okay, so but this is how you want to 100% strengthen your passphrase so it never gets cracked. All right, and look, it might sound over the top, right? But I don't think you can be over the top when it comes to security. I think you have to prepare for what's coming and make sure that, you know, this is we're talking about your wealth. So you want to make sure that you protect it with your life. All right. And so, yeah, so the Vault will do that for you. Look, I'm trying to make sure that you create a passphrase, because you don't, at the end of the day, you don't have to remember this passphrase. All right. It's already part of the image. It's there for life. This is a set it and forget it solution. Like I said, don't use this as the one-stop solution. I definitely recommend getting metal plates and, you know, putting the passphrase on one. Get the bit plates, get one on passphrase, one on the seed phrase, bury them on either side of your garden, 3 foot down in tins or whatever. Right. So definitely, and then, you know, you could copy it and put it in different locations. But a lot of people, it depends how far you want to go with this. But what I can tell you is with this solution, you can literally set it and forget it, as long as you know the image. Okay. So look, this is just one video that I wanted to show a few updates on this. I'm still enhancing this. I'm going to evolve this over time into something even more, and also add some education sort of elements to it as well. But yeah, so look, I hope you like it. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on how you can actually extract it with using the original source code without my app. So if for some reason I was to die and, you know, the app wasn't available and you could never get it, and, you know, you couldn't find it, and you hadn't saved it on 10 different computers where you can access it, then you can just use the actual raw code, and I'll show you how to do that in tomorrow's video, and that's using the command line. So it is a little bit more trickier, and that's hence why I created this tool, to make it easier for people. But there is a way of doing it without my tool, and I'll show you that in the video tomorrow. Have yourself a wicked day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Kia kaha.